it's like Mina, Kaleido Star, Mario. In our case, it would be like Mina, Mushuku Otaku, Mario. Remember to stay away
from your TV and
in a well-lit room.
Which is funny because the irony is I'm watching it on my phone, so it's like really close, and and I have the lights off.
I mean,
so
we play VR. We have two freaking screens. All right.
Yeah, you're right.
This time we're gonna start.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to episode 109 of Jobless Weebs. My name is Marco, the real Mexican. I'm with me today.
I'm Brian. Hello.
Really good to see you again, Brian.
Yeah.
How was your week?
My week was pretty good. I had a lot of fun reading a little bit more about the Japanese book I mentioned the other week. I'm a Cat. It's really weird because it's like dissing humanity, just like the way people are, but from a cat's perspective. So it's hilarious.
I bet they would have an interesting point of view.
Oh yes, for sure.
Given that the meme is like, cats are superior and
exactly
or master the cats.
Exactly.
Well, the dogs are like our bots.
And the dogs, they just like are easy and cats are mysterious. Oh, it's great. One of the parts of the book mentioned how the cats want to rise up against humanity and like win the war for someone or some other. It was like the Meiji era. So a lot of
just when you thought that people was crazy during this time with their anime ideas, it's like
right.
No, they won't. They go way back.
They do. Oh yes. Way back. So it was a pretty good week. I'm also getting a lot of rest. It's good.
Oh boy. That's one of the things that I need.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In my case, this week was. I mean, I've talked to you a little about it.
Oh, right. It was the upsetting thing at work.
Yeah.
Dude.
I mean, it doesn't help a lot that, I'm more of an introvert person. So already interacting with a lot of people, just like...
Yeah.
It's kind of like a toll on me. Because it's like, it just makes me exhausted. And then it's like, things just not going how they're supposed to. Which in a way is fine, because it's like, I mean, that's my job. So...
That's
if those things did not happen, I would probably be an actual jobless weep. So,
right, but it is still frustrating.
Yeah,
the things that were happening. Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, I was working in a few maps for Beat Saber for us to play.
They look really good.
Yeah, I'm getting the hang of it. Even though up to the Beat Saber mapping community standards, I might be a heretic.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine.
It's You're doing a project in a way that you.
Yeah. What I'm trying to do is that I'm trying to, do all my hobbies in a way that they are still hobbies and not chores.
Yes.
So whenever I'm editing the podcast, whenever I'm making videos or whatever, it's like, it's something that I have fun doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, it might not have the best quality. It's like, I might have time to probably go on the internet and watch a few courses on how to get better to editing or to X or Y thing.
Right.
But at the same time, like, no, it's a hobby. I'll do it little by little because I don't want it to be a chore. Because once it becomes a chore, I want I'm not actually profiting from this. So I don't want to get to that point because at least that's my mindset. Is like if it's not for fun, then it has to make me money since I'm not exactly in a position where I can where I can like ask for the guacamole at Chipotle or something like that.
Oh yes.
But yeah, other than that, it was good. I do need some more sleep though. I gotta admit that in my pursuit of trying to do all my hobbies, which includes playing video games and editing,
Yeah.
I end up sacrificing some sleep hours just so that I can play a little more.
Oh yes.
Which
yes.
it's not good. Don't do that. I mean, if you're in your 20s, I guess that's fine. But you know,
oh yes.
we're getting closer to that age
Yeah.
where it's our body begins
Right.
to betray us.
Testing. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not as flexible. But you know who's as flexible?
Yeah.
The anime that we're gonna talk about today.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Have you?
Leap right in.
Yeah. Do you know these performances in Las Vegas? I mean, in other places too, but mostly in Las Vegas, there are a lot of them. It's called Cirque du Soleil.
I've heard.
Have you heard of that one?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, these are really good performances where you see people using their bodies in a way that you didn't even think it was possible.
Oh yeah.
And the anime that we're going to talk about today, it's pretty similar.
You see? Yep.
Yeah, the anime that we're going to talk about today is called Kaleido Star. It has 52. Yeah, it has 52 episodes. We are only going to cover the first half.
Yep.
Just so that we don't rush and you know. So yeah, these first half, so meaning the first like 26 episodes or 25.
Oh yes, yeah. Technically 26. But yes, yeah.
Yeah. And
5.
this is one of my favorite animes. Like
It's so good.
when I discovered it, it became the anime of the month.
Really?
Like when I discovered it a couple of years ago, I actually like didn't discover it, you know, during the time that it was released. I think this is like a 2000 something anime.
Okay. Really?
Because even you know, it's still one of like the square
It is.
ones.
Yeah.
So when you see an anime with the square, it's like, yeah, it's old.
It's an old one. Absolutely.
But yeah, this is one of my favorite. It's because the protagonist that appears there, she has the energy of, you know, a shonen protagonist.
She really does.
She's
really motivated.
Yeah, really motivated, really noisy.
Yeah. As per usual for shonen.
Yeah. And she's not that good, but what she lacks in skill, she more than makes up for it on, you know, enthusiasm and just keep trying.
Yeah. And her personality and character, she attracts and befriends lots and lots of people.
Yeah. Overall, I like all the characters.
Yeah.
You know, there are a few characters that from the start you're like, I like this guy.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, as they're progressing, you're like, oh, I hate this character, or like, oh, I love this character.
Yeah.
They're so nice.
Emotionally invested in it.
Yeah. There are a lot of, I mean, not a lot of fillers, but the main plot ones are jumping in between fillers, which at the same time, I think that was pretty good.
It is, yes. It feels, in that way, it doesn't feel rushed.
Yeah, it has a good continuity.
Yeah.
In a way that they get kind of like they get better at something.
Yeah.
And the next episode, it's like a filler of them now doing something right.
Yeah.
And then trying something different.
That's right.
Right? And so this anime starts with our protagonist, Nagino Sora. And she's having a dream about this place called the Kaleido Stage.
Yeah.
The Kaleido Stage is neither a circus, neither a musical. It's
It's like a blend.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could say it's a lot of different performing acts.
Yeah.
I guess one way to describe it.
Yeah, there's like a lot of like, I would say like
Oh yeah,
the rhythmic gymnastics.
yeah,
Um,
trapeze.
the
and-
trampoline.
Oh yes, trampoline, and also water, which stood out for me for the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Arc. That's pretty fun.
And so she's having this dream that she's going to perform there, and just as she's jumping from the trapeze breaks, and she holds it. She's like, "Tasquete, help me!"
Yeah.
And she's dreaming, and in reality, she's choking on this.
Yeah.
She's a flight attendant, right?
Yeah.
And she's like,
yeah, it's so funny.
and so
And then it cuts to a different when she's already landed. So yeah, this is so random and funny.
yeah. So this girl, she's 16 years old, and she just left Japan.
Yeah.
To go to the States.
Yeah.
Because that's where Kaleido Stage is. She doesn't know anything about the place. And on her way to the audition, because she wasn't even hired. She was just like, come in here to give it a try.
Yeah. To test the waters, as it were. Yeah.
Yeah, which, it's like, you just left home for something that you might not get. And like, wow.
Yeah. Super, super risky. And totally different country. Oh, man. So scary. She has her luggage and she's going. And I think the first thing that happens to her is she gets robbed. Her luggage is taken away. And so she just starts running after it. Oh, man. It is such a funny part. She gets her rollerblades from like a random kid.
Yeah.
And starts chasing the guy. And she does so many flips and stuff through the streets. And it's so great.
Yeah. She meets a person that for some reason was looking a lot at her legs.
Oh, yep.
That's when the robbery happened.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, that's it.
But like she also gets caught by the police. And they're like, "So you're a runaway?" And he's like, "No, not a runaway." It's like I'm like I have to go audition to Kaleido Stage. She's like, "You're too young," and she just starts warming up.
Yep.
And everyone's like, "Oh!" Like everyone at the police station is like, "Nice."
So funny.
Long story short, after
yeah.
she is at the from the police station, she ends up getting late to the audition, which, the audition's over.
Yep.
And even though she was gonna get a chance to audition, we get one of another of the starring characters, Leila Hamilton.
Yep.
She is the top performer in the Kaleido Stage.
Yeah.
And she says, "Nope, you got late. You lost your chance.
End of audition.
Beat it, kid."
Basically.
And
boy.
Yeah. From here, I was like, I don't like this girl. Like.
Yeah. All like, she's like so stern at this point, and she also looks very intimidating because she's one of the kind of like one of the stern-looking like rich ladies, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and I don't know. I didn't like her because it's like, okay, she's like the rich lady that seems to be there due to like probably connections and such. But it's okay, whatever. She's so sad. She's like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Because this is it. I'm gonna go because this was the only chance my parents gave me to make it. And so as she's about to leave, one of the guys, what's his name? Kent? No.
Oh, Ken
Ken. Yeah.
Yeah, Ken.
Yeah, Ken.
What a funny guy.
Yeah, Ken.
He's a little
Simpy.
Yeah, so good heart.
And he tells like, hey, I want to watch the show from backstage. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
And Sora, she's also really clumsy.
She's so clumsy, which is really, really odd because she's trying to go into like a place that, you need a lot of acrobatic skill and dexterity, but she's so clumsy. She sees something like wobble on the top of some cabinets, I guess. But there's this performer right off to the side, and it's like, oh no! She thinks it's gonna fall and like hurt person,
Crush
her, something. So she runs up and basically like body slams the girl to the ground.
And then it was just like a balloon. It's like,
yeah, it's just a balloon.
He's like,
oh my god, like a beach ball.
Yeah.
So funny.
So this performer gets hurt.
Yep.
And she gets one chance by the guy who was looking at her legs.
Yep.
The guy who was looking at her legs is none other than the owner of the place.
Carlos.
And
yep.
And he's like, okay, you're going to perform. She's like,
go on stage. Yeah.
Me. So she's in a bunny outfit. She's not really good, but then she gets cheered on by the public.
Yeah.
And she gets a little better.
Yeah.
But then like she kind of trips and she was about to fall. And we have Prince Charming.
Yep. Literally swooping her, saving her.
Yeah. Yuri. And he's another one of the kind of like main supporting characters.
Yeah.
And everything goes fine. And she's like, oh, you're hired. Of course, we're skipping a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
So,
that was a lot of skip. But yeah, she's now in one of the crew.
Yeah. However, the rest of the people who auditioned and got the job, I guess, it's not exactly happy with how she got introduced into the business.
They basically talk amongst themselves that she was hired only because Carlos was like sweeter on her or something like that.
Yeah.
Or she had favors or something. I don't know. Yeah.
So they like show business. I guess that's how it works.
yeah, right. Yeah. It's either that or you have to be really cutthroat, apparently.
Yeah.
So she's not exactly bullied, but she's really being put on the spot. Because even when she goes to practice, they talk about her in that way. When she's, like just being there, but she's also late again to her first ballerina. I think it's a ballerina class.
Yeah.
One of the dancing classes. But yeah, they just have nothing good to say about her at all.
Yeah, I mean, because they're like, oh, you're so good, then you can clean all of it because we need to practice. We don't have any dirt or like favors to claim with the boss. So we do it, right?
Practice we need. Yeah.
And so
I guess you could say that's a little bit of bullying right there.
It was straight up bullying.
Yeah,
not a little bit, because all of them were like, this girl.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, yeah, she got laid and it's like, oh, now you get laid because you're probably really good, right? You might even think you're better than Leila. And I was like,
yeah. And they're like, what?
Wow,
and they're like,
you grow to hate the supporting characters really fast.
Yeah. And then, for some strange reason, like these people are really mean at first, but then once you get to know them, they're like angels or whatnot. Anyway,
I would say like 3/4 of them or like half of them or
that's true.
And so they even tell like, oh, you think you're so good?
Yeah,
as Leila? You think you can perform better than her? And Leila hears Leila, like another one of the things, like she didn't even hear the whole story because Just Sora was like, no, I don't think so. Like, I just got late because I was cleaning the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like,
exactly.
oh, you think you're better than me? And I was like,
Yeah. And she says, and then she somehow gets roped into performing the Phoenix.
the Golden Phoenix.
Golden Phoenix, that's it.
Yeah, kind of like a signature move.
Yeah.
From Leila.
From Leila. Trapeze.
Yeah, it consisted in, mounting the trapeze, do like a lot of turning around, like within your axis on the body, and then catching the trapeze again.
That's right. Yeah, catching it.
And, well, there's something that we need to talk about this, but it's for the second half of the video.
Ooh.
Once we cover it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, she gets roped into this. She has never done the trapeze.
Yeah.
Like, she's very flexible and stuff, but she has never done these, kind of like professionally. When, Leila, she's at least on her 20s.
Yeah.
And she's been doing this for years.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Sora,
it's crazy.
She's 16 years old. She has like 2 days of experience.
Yeah.
And the most that she has done, it's like kind of like rhythmic gymnastics in high school.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay. However, she takes on the challenge because she doesn't have any other option.
Basically, yeah, because she's given the ultimatum, hey, like, if I don't like recognize you or acknowledge you, Leila will like make her leave. And she doesn't want to leave, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, she
starts practicing on top of being bullied.
Yeah, seriously. And so she's putting in so many hours, like all the classes, but then she now has to do this trapeze routine. And so now when she goes to class, she's literally on the door frame doing the exercises. She's like, oh, don't mind me. I think that's the funniest part of her throughout the whole anime series so far is seeing her practicing in these serious situations. But she's always like, oh, don't mind me. I'm just exercising or warming up, Yeah. Oh,
and they were
so
like,
funny.
I do mind though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, what a funny girl. So yeah, she's literally only kind of like sympathized from or given sympathy by Ken. But as we said, he's a so Ken,
poor guy, he's so friend-zoned.
Seriously, yeah. He's like always looking at her. He's like blushing all the time. And oh man, the last few episodes of this first half, he like almost asks her out or like almost says like, hey, I think of you as family, but it's like, oh, okay.
And
yeah,
like,
what is it,
you're a great friend. And like,
yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Oh, Ken. Let's see. Yeah, Ken doesn't really have a whole lot of sway in the story, strangely enough. Even though he's been there.
Yeah, he's one of the ones that sticks around and out for her a lot.
Yeah.
We have two more characters, two other girls that they start to see like, oh yeah, you know what? Maybe we were the jerks.
That's right. Anna,
like, oh, you think?
Seriously,
but it's like, so they start being friendly with her.
Yeah, they start eating together, and they like hang out with her. Yeah, it's great. I like this.
What were her names?
Anna and Mia.
Anna and Mia.
Anna and Mia. So I really like Mia. I like her hairstyle, and
I like Anna best.
Oh, really? Anna is really funny too. Yeah, her suave, masculine person.
Yeah, how she's trying.
But then she's just
so hard to be, a jester.
Yeah,
like a fool. And,
exactly.
Yeah, she just can do it. Speaking of fools.
Yeah.
Something that we forgot after the first.
That's right. The first episode.
Yeah, the first episode
That's
after
right.
she was standing up as the replacement, she is able to see a little tiny guy that his name is Fool.
Uh-huh.
He deals a lot with tarot cards
Yeah.
to tell the fortune of Sora, and he is the spirit of the stage.
Yep.
And whomever is able to see him, they will be able to perform the ultimate move.
Yeah.
Kinda like-
Legendary great maneuver,
Yeah.
which nobody knows. At least the Fool doesn't tell her.
Yeah.
So she's like
And
freaking out, trying to like put him away or tie him up and stuff. She has a funny relationship with him. But yeah, Fool talks with her, and she's the only one able to see him, apparently. So yeah, it's a really, really odd thing. When I first encountered that, I was like, oh, this is a weird turn of events. But
Right.
of course, it's kind of like a cool aspect, a cool add-on to the story of
Yeah.
a girl who's working hard.
And mostly because most of the episodes lead on from a tarot card. A tarot card that most of the time has a bad connotation. But, through Sora's efforts, it turns out that card, so the way it works, it always comes like, kind of like has two sides.
Yeah, reverse and the regular one.
Yeah. And the reverse side, most of the time it has, the negative connotation. But then later on, she's like, oh, the same card, but the regular one. It means this, and it was something positive. It meant hope.
Yeah.
It meant like a good future. It meant success. And yeah, during most of this time, for example, when she was about to perform the Golden Phoenix, she had a reverse card, and then she was like, oh, it means hope for the future. It's something good. Because even though she failed the move, she actually managed to replicate it up to a certain likeness, and then she was accepted by Leila. And Leila
Which was the greatest thing.
Yeah.
Greatest outcome for this.
And Leila was told by Kala, like, yeah, one day people will come from everywhere just to see her, which is really nice. Kind of like prophetic for the end of the anime, which we'll go over on another video.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Kalos, he sees this kind of like future for Sora. Yeah, it's incredible. Also with Fool, I think it's great that it's pretty much every episode where he takes out his tarot cards, he spins them around himself, and then he draws one. It's like the magical girl anime where they transform. It's in every single episode, or even the monster one, Rosario vampire. Every single episode you need the transformation or some sort of. Oh man, there's so many that I can think of. Well, anyway, and then many things happen from now on. They start performing. She starts performing with everyone. Not everybody accepts her still.
She has great potential, but that's it. She has great potential.
Yeah,
doesn't mean that she has the talent or the skill right now.
That's right.
Which is why, like, still
she's given like mundane roles, like passing out light sticks, and like some other things that aren't really a role.
Oh yeah, when she was actually not put on stage, right? She was
which I found really fun.
I thought it was great because it's like, oh,
not yet on the stage.
Yeah, now you can see like the whole perspective of a performance.
Yeah,
like looking away objectively from like a business point of view. It's like, what are the roles of each person? Because it's
what's
like
the experience like?
Because it's fun, you know? Like you go there to have fun, but you don't know what's going inside, or all the preparations go as to make the show a success.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Which I thought that was right, because she was like, she wanted to be the center of attention, and they're like,
yeah,
well, you're not. Let me tell you.
She messed up because she drew too much of a crowd or caused issues with guests not going to their seats. And it's fascinating.
She's pretty creative though.
She is. I think that's the saving grace that she has.
Yeah, she like her flexibility in thinking, in making things work, and also in Carlos. He's one of my favorite characters because he pushes them to think for themselves, to act, and not only tell them what to do, but he's like, so what are you gonna do? You have this challenge, you screwed up, what now? Like you have one more chance. And so she manages to fix it.
It's incredible.
I also like that episode. A few of the next episodes that we have, it's when she is actually invited to perform with Mia.
Yes.
And Anna. Originally, it was like a one-person act.
Yeah.
Where Mia was performing with Leila, but she was not, up to her level. So they started to create a new move just for the three of them.
Yeah.
And then they were told...
As the fairy godmother.
Yeah. And then they were told like, oh, no, you cannot perfect this. Let someone else do it. And they're like, no, we're not doing this.
We're doing this. Yeah. Which I thought was great. Even though they were basically kept from doing it, they still worked on something to achieve.
Yeah. And at this point, I still didn't like
they
Leila.
Still messed up. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Because she was very domineering still. She was very like, hey, like, if you can't do this move, it's out.
Yeah. But then, like, now you learn, like, okay, Leila is not this rich, entitled girl. She's this rich girl, not entitled.
Not entitled. True. Because she's dedicated.
Oh, boy. She practices like crazy. So, like, it's not only that she has talent and experience, it's that she just keeps practicing. She has a high standard, so she wants, I thought, high standard for the rest of the group.
That's right.
But they did manage to do it.
And what a move!
It was
it's a trampoline move.
I would love to see it in real life.
Dude, it's impossible.
I don't know. I mean, I've gone to the Cirque du Soleil, and boy, you see things that you're like, how did he do that?
Okay.
So like, maybe those people might be able to do it, because like you see some pretty crazy stuff.
Okay. But, interesting.
But yeah, moving on. We have some feelers.
It would be cool to see in real life. Yeah, that's very true. I would love to.
Boy, the legendary move, it would be awesome. But, probably that's definitely impossible. But
yeah, for sure.
Just believe
like physics. The physics doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, that movement only works with anime physics. So
But
yeah, we have some feelers from them. We have the introduction of Jonathan.
Yep.
The baby seal.
MVP. I wish she was in a little bit more. Like, she's an awesome part of the anime. He's a highlight for me.
We have also the daughter of one of the stage engineers.
Oh yes. She's a fun one. We kind of learn a little bit more about Sora's family life. For that.
Yeah, how it
was very touching, because the little girl, she lost her mom from like a trampoline. She was a trampoline artist. I think it was an accident, and then she died later. So yeah, they connected Sora and the little girl. We also see...
Yeah, because Sora is also,
Yeah.
an orphan that
Yeah.
that she was
That's right.
adopted by
Her cousin?
the cousin of her dad or something like that.
Cousin of her dad. Yeah. Yeah.
And so yeah,
And
you learn a
then,
little more about it because we also have the visit of the dad
Yeah.
and the visit of one of her friends.
Yeah.
And how they have these really low expectations of like
Yeah,
you're
they're like,
gonna fail,
"Come
you're gonna
home."
give up, and you're gonna come home.
So come home now with me.
Yeah, which
And the dad saying that, I was like, dang.
it hits you,
It
because a lot of
does.
times people might not trust in your future, but you always most of the time you always have your parents say like, hey, whatever you want to do it. And if you
Yeah.
don't, it's like, oh wait, okay, you're like, that's kind of hard, but at least I'm talking like a personal experience is like
Yeah.
I've had my parents back up even when I don't believe in it myself, and so for
yeah.
Sora it was like this kind of thing of like she had to
Yeah.
pump herself up because there was
She did.
literally no one.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I mean, until a
That's
little
crazy.
later, yeah, that was like, okay, yeah, you know what,
Ooh, yeah.
you do you.
Good.
What else? We have
Rosetta. We
Rosetta.
see her pretty early on.
Yeah, she acts with this thing called the Diabolo.
Yes. Diablo.
It's
The string between sticks, and it looks like a butterfly yo-yo, but it's one of the things where you like twist and turn and flip all around in the air.
you're
Cool. Oh, I think in the new Spider-Man animated movie, Across the Spider-Verse, they had a character that.
oh really?
Yeah. Oh man, it's been a while since I've seen it.
But yeah, she has this act that she's another entitled little brat.
Yep.
And then she gets fired because she's an entitled little brat.
Yep. And Sora, power of friendship, man. Sora, I think it was her idea to bring Rosetta back, and she like begged Kalos, like I think she can do well, like she's got to perform more, and then Kalos is like, okay, but you're performing with her.
She's like, but I've never
done this. Man, I don't know what it is with these people giving her Sora like,
yeah,
hey, like do this professional thing that you've never done before. On a well, I guess it's not exactly the expectation of professional level, but still making her have to work like that. Dang, it's crazy.
yeah. But it ended up great.
That's true. Yeah,
power
that was
of
a good part.
friendship. Rosetta like notice how how a performance in a competition is way different than a performance, I would say, for people to have fun.
Yeah.
Because for example, like dance performances, I've gone to competitions and they look impressive.
Ooh, they do look very.
But if I were to just casually go see someone dance, I wouldn't go to a competition.
Yeah. No, yeah. I get that. Actually, I understand that. Yeah, I can totally see that. Singing also, like going to a concert is way different than going to graded singing things, which I did inquire. It's really odd being graded for singing. It's like,
right?
Who thinks that? But anyway, yeah, it's fascinating, and the way that they portrayed this in the anime, in the story, was Rosetta. She was
not engaging.
Yeah, she wasn't engaging with the audience, and it's because she was in the competitive world ever since she was 8. So, and they also said, yeah, she's never been in the audience, so she doesn't know what the connection is like. So cool. incredible. I love that idea. Rosetta goes to Sora's performance with Jonathan. and
Freaking
man,
Jonathan.
this was so funny because Sora is super clumsy and Jonathan is
Stealing the show.
just stealing the show. Yeah. And oh man, I wish they had more of Jonathan, like just in the story somehow. Well, yeah, it's great. Rosetta is a highlight for me since she grows and learns from that. Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah, from moving on from there, we have Sora's big opportunity to shine. She is chosen to be the starter of the Little Mermaid,
Yeah.
a show that Leila has done before, and she manages to get it after practicing a lot the trapeze and also getting a phobia.
Oh yes.
Because she almost get hurt.
Yep.
And Yuri also rescued her.
Dang, Yuri. Yeah.
But after that part, like after she conquered her fear again.
Oh yes.
And now during the act, it's like again, Sora being Sora. She's first trying to be a carbon copy of Leila. Yeah. And she did it great, but everyone was like, well, it was Leila, but she is not Leila.
Yeah, and that's all everyone could say.
Yeah, I mean, people were still talking about Leila. They were not talking about her.
Uh-huh.
So Carlos was like, can you see your mistake here? Because Leila is on vacation. I mean, she was doing something else. She was not in Kaleido Star. She's like, why is she being talked about?
Right.
When she's not here.
Yeah, and it took a little while for Sora to get it. She didn't understand what she was getting wrong because she didn't understand the expectations, I guess. But yeah, that was pretty sad because it's tough to see her struggling with that when she. Once again, it was because of her mistake, but. It was sad to see because the very reason that she was having such a hard time was the very thing that she needed to do differently.
Yeah,
strange thing to say.
No, yeah.
Or maybe I'm thinking of it differently, but something like that. Yeah.
But boy, she manages again to go through thanks to Fool's
advice.
Cards.
Yes.
She manages
cards.
to get through it.
Yeah.
The show, after a lot of hiccups from not only the audience, but also, the staff, because she was just changing stuff. And they were like, you shouldn't change things on the spot because you put us on the spot. And and so, like, I like how she, that part again, like how she was introduced to, the whole business.
Yeah.
Like she was introduced to like, okay, here are the, the customers.
Like
here's how you cater to them. Like now you're in the stage, but now what about backstage? Like what about the people that make everything go pretty?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because even though she didn't do it, she starts to,
she picks up on it.
Picks up on what's going on behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. Even to the point where she's kind of leading the others too in like the creative process. But yeah, it like builds on top of each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is the next big thing?
Ooh, let's see.
Because we have some other feelers for some of the characters.
Leila. She has to work hard with Leila on the pirate performance.
Yeah, it was for like Sinbad or something like that.
Yeah, Sinbad. Yeah.
A lot of because she gets another chance again to co-start now with the top performer.
Right. Mm-hmm. And see how that is with the top person, and it is a little different than what she was expecting.
Yeah.
Not really any fault of her own. It's just that Leila has had years of perfecting performance, because yeah, it's not only looking good on stage, but it's like learning and how well you can execute.
Yeah,
what
I
you
mean,
learn.
Leila is all about perfection,
Yeah, right.
and Sora, she's
not.
been more of a trial and error because
Yeah,
people always put her on the
right.
spot.
Put her on her spot. Yeah. So it's kind of a weird thing that by her nature she's kind of clumsy, but then by nurture, by the way she's being treated externally, she has to roll with the punches.
Yeah, like, she
So
cannot
they
aim
kind of
for
clash.
for perfection. She has to aim for like, oh, it's
like
gonna go good,
like,
and if not,
hope it does. Yeah. So Leila, I don't think I ever got the sense that she hated Sora's differences, but they had a lot of differences.
yeah,
Which was kind of.
and she did notice that, and one of the interactions that I liked was one of the interactions that she had with Judy, where Judy told Leila, like, you are completely different from Sora, because Sora has something that you don't have.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Sora is daring. So, like, you aim for perfection. Sora, like, she doesn't have any other way to perfect things other than
so she's
just trying and trying and trying.
Yeah, she's daring
until she becomes good extremely fast.
Right.
Because for some weird reason, there's always something on the line.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously. Oh my goodness. And yeah, isn't it? It's so odd to me that there's always something like there's something wrong with the like suppliers or like the stages.
Yeah, getting fired because she like her getting fired. People.
Yeah,
like
people getting like cut from performances. There's always something. Yeah. I think this is great because Leila, she challenges herself too when she's going along with Sora of doing this performance, when they dare themselves going out of script, basically.
Yeah.
And they like fight, quote unquote, for real. I don't really know. They were just kind of like, I guess you could say sparring, but not like going with like prescribed moves. Is that what you kind of got the feeling of that?
Yeah, kind of like not follow the script to its entirety.
Yeah.
Choreography. Yeah, I really like, the training method. It feels like going to the sea.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the last training one, because before that it was like, oh, in the amusement park, that
right.
ship.
They had to go there.
But yeah, at the sea, and then like the entire night.
Then, the sea was
then
the real thing.
They came back like victorious. Like, we're gonna do this.
Yeah, they conquered themselves.
And then the show was a success, and everyone is like, and everyone's crying and clapping, and and you're like, this is great.
That was cool.
Then we have a tragedy.
Yeah,
kind of. A lot of people start to quit.
Yes, and this is where the plot really thickens, because this is something that will lead to this stage's collapse.
Yeah,
the Kaleido Star would be no more,
and also kind of like it leads. It's the beginning of the end of the first half.
Yeah,
because as they are losing a lot more people, they are also not only losing, performers, but also staff.
Yeah.
And so it comes
to very, very bad.
Yeah, it comes to a point where Carlos actually approves for Mia being kind of like, a director and a writer.
Oh my gosh. That was such a fun thing. Again, I like Mia of the, I think I would say of the three of them, Leila is pretty awesome. But yeah, Mia, she starts writing this script. It's pretty cool. But yeah, they have this idea that they'll do this and it'll be great again.
Yeah, because even though they don't have many people, they do this original performance.
Yeah,
and they do great. Because we still have Sora, we still have Leila.
Yeah.
They're still co-starring in this kind of like dystopian performance of just like kind of like a group of people look out for freedom when they're being kind of like oppressed, which very poetic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then
Great performance.
We have more people leaving and more people leaving.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we haven't seen Yuri for the last couple episodes.
Yeah.
Until we do.
We do.
And freaking Yuri is, it's something's wrong with them. And he's like, oh, I bought the stage.
Yeah.
So you guys are out.
Yeah.
Good.
Just such a dumb move. I mean, seriously. Oh my God.
Yeah, because he was like, oh, why don't you join me? And they were like,
true.
Yeah, I mean, he was inviting them to join, but not for for the good reasons. And they were like, no, okay, you don't want to. I'm just gonna make your life miserable,
right?
Because from then on,
it's the point where they quit. I mean, they clash.
Yeah,
so they
clash a lot.
Yeah,
and from then on, I wouldn't call the next ones fillers, but for the sake of time.
Oh yeah. Skipping lyric.
Yeah, well, we're gonna just go right to the climax of this whole drama. Judy just makes life hard for them. Yeah. Even though they're not longer working at Kaleido Stage.
Yeah.
Everywhere they go for part-time for performances, Judy is just in their way.
Yeah. He like
being a jerk. Because he's like, dude, just let him perform. Like
exactly, yeah. Leave them be. Yeah.
Because like there was way later, we learned that Judy's dad died from attempting to do the legendary move.
Yeah.
And
so
and I guess that's understandable, but it's like, okay, because his performances are like really computer based, still really flashy, but they do mention like, oh, performers, they don't get injured a lot, which it's good.
Oh, right.
But I guess that would take some.
Oh yeah, it takes away, I guess, the flair.
Yeah. And now
like that, yeah.
After you notice the reason of why he was doing all this crap, I mean, not the really extreme crap, but the computer stuff, or why he even saved Sora, was because he didn't like that his dad died in an accident. That's why you're like, oh, that's why you save her.
Oh, yeah.
Because he has this like, oh, my dad died in an accident, so I
has this urge where it hits home with that.
Yeah.
Aspect. So
yeah, because we have all this whole process of Sora and friends, and also Leila, how they're performing at a competition where Yuri was, and Leila was like a mystery performer, and then she got uncovered.
Yeah,
and then Leila,
and it's a fiasco.
Yeah,
because her dad gets involved.
Yeah, and the dad is also a jerk.
Yes,
but then she's like, no, this is my story doesn't end here, and I'm gonna do it. Then something happens. She's able to see full.
Yeah.
And you're like...
He's like, what? Mind rattle. And so Sora is like, what the heck? And they find out that the legendary maneuver is a 2% act. Yeah. So Fool, he reveals it, but he doesn't reveal what the move is, but he reveals that the two of them will be doing it.
Yeah. So they start another training camp.
Yeah. They kind of like
the Great Canyon.
yeah, the Grand Canyon of all places. Like, what the heck?
You know,
It's a great place.
I mean, I really like this training because
It is great.
you know,
it's really good.
among all the anime trainings, one of
Right.
the other crazy ones that I can remember is from
Oh, yeah.
Ice Shield 21. That's a American football one.
Uh-huh.
The training arc was them. I don't quite remember, but it was. I think that they arrived in California, and they had to go to New York or something like that. But they did all of that running, and it's like, what the?
No way.
But yeah, like after they run across the states,
It's crazy, man.
like I don't quite remember on top of my head. I just remember that they ran a lot, and that was the training.
That's crazy.
And some of them were passing out, and if they didn't finish the training, then
die like that.
but yeah, like after they finished the training, they were like,
Oh man.
so.
Ice Shield 21. Wow. Maybe we'll talk about it.
But yeah, this training,
is great.
you know, I
Yeah.
thought it was weird because
Yeah.
how did Kalos know about the legendary maneuver?
You know, that's
Because he even came up with the training method.
Yeah, he, you know, like, I'm pretty sure he could never see Fool himself. I mean, maybe it's a secret he did at one time actually, but yeah, they don't ever really mention.
Yeah, because he was even the one that came up with this crazy training regimen.
Wait a second. Maybe the guy told him. Maybe.
Well,
no. Wait. How would the first guy?
Fool didn't tell him. Because the guy lied to Fool, saying like, "Hey, my partner, he also sees you."
Yeah,
which
lie. Yeah,
that was a red flag for Fool because it's like, well, why isn't he talking to me then?
Right. And of course, what does it result in? Death.
Yeah. Because also, even though they started, this training, Fool never actually said like, okay, this is how you do.
Yeah, he never said
the training.
He never described it. Yeah. So how did Kalos know?
Yeah. Because during this last arc that it's a couple episodes, they just go through hell.
They do,
like Leila and Sora, because they also needed to affirm their kind of like their relationship as partners.
Yeah,
and trust in each other, and also kind of like notice a difference in their skills and how to balance it out.
Yeah,
because again, Leila had years and years of experience. This 20-something-year-old girl.
Yeah,
and Sora is still 17 years or 18 years.
Right. Still technically a rookie, rising fast, but yeah, and so they still have a really grueling training here, and they also kind of butt heads a little bit with what they're doing because Leila is also kind of secretive on some of the things that's going on with her.
And freaking Yuri.
And yeah,
which, again, you don't understand it. It was like, okay, you don't want people to get injured during the stage.
Yeah.
But you started, telling the whole world like, oh, Sora Nagino and Leila Hamilton are gonna come back and they're gonna perform the legendary maneuver, which killed my dad, by the way.
Right. And he announces it without consulting freaking anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure that could be means for like getting sued or something.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, what a jerk move.
Because for starters, they weren't even working there.
Yeah, true. Yeah, for one thing. The other, yeah, seriously. So crazy. But yeah, they do agree, and the time. Well, a few things happen, but the time does arrive, and they go to the back to the stage. Oh yes, we can't forget to mention.
Yeah, during the training,
Leila.
because Sora was not keeping up with Leila's skill,
Yeah.
which again, freaking expectation. So high.
Yeah, freaking expectation. Yeah, Sora is trying her hardest to catch up. Poor Leila, she's like going without eating.
Yeah, because she's trying to get lighter just so that Sora is able to
like match her.
to hold her whole weight.
Yeah.
And so in doing that, I mean, I'm not a nutritionist or a doctor, but stop eating at some point just to lose weight.
And
doing like
size.
Yeah.
And then you, on top of that, you get hurt.
You're like, not exactly good,
Yeah.
Because she gets hurt.
Her shoulder.
Like she doesn't tell anyone,
anybody.
Even though Carlos noticed and Sora kind of like noticed. But Sora was this naive, still girl saying like, "Oh, we promised to tell everything. No more secrets."
She's pretty naive.
You're like,
yep.
So whatever, just so the plot can move.
Yep.
Ahead.
So Sora thinks everything is fine. And Leila, she's also saying, hey, it's going to be fine by tomorrow. But, of course we know it won't be fine by tomorrow. Well,
yeah, so they notice, Yuri notices like, oh, you're hurt. And then
he knows right away.
Then he goes and confronts Carlos like, oh, you notice she was hurt and you still let her go on. Yeah. Why would you do something so stupid? And I was like, really, Yuri? Really? Like, you were the one who forced them with like just a couple days.
Right.
Are you sure Carlos is the bad guy?
Right.
I mean,
freaking Yuri.
Yeah, he's to blame probably for like 30% of it. The other 70 is all yours.
Yes.
Because freaking Yuri, he just keeps getting lower and lower on.
He does.
And like, I hate you now even more because you're still like, oh no, I'm doing this for the safety of Leila.
Right.
I did all of this so they wouldn't do it, and I would try it with Leila.
But now they're doing it. So oh my goodness.
But Carlos then revealed kind of like a shocking truth that was waiting for him.
Oh yeah.
To like, well, right before the accident happened with your dad, I asked your dad, do you think you can do it?
Yeah.
And he was peeing his pants.
Right.
In fear.
Which was pretty odd to me because like he said something about he was responsible for his for the anxiety of the dad. And so Carlos he still let him do it though. Or rather Yuri's dad still wanted to do it. But it was but he was pretty shocking.
He didn't trust in himself. Yuri's dad
that's what it was.
Didn't trust him. He was scared. And Leila said like, I don't care. Like I'm scared, but I'm gonna do it even if it kills me. Yeah. And Yuri is like, no, because that's what happened to my dad. And like, I don't care. It's like, I'm not your dad.
Yeah.
And I'm and I'm going there even if he kills me. And then from there,
Leila is so cool.
From there, Sora is also like, okay, I trust you, like, and I trust myself, and even if we died, we're gonna do this.
Oh, boy.
And from that, I guess like that was a bit extremist.
A little bit, yeah.
But Fool was like, okay, you're ready.
You're ready, yeah.
Because like you gotta put your life on the line, which is like, whoa,
this is it.
I'm not sure if I would be willing to to go that far to do something. But
they
animal logics.
They think it's the right thing to do. Fool, he tells them what the maneuver is, all of it.
I found really surprising how everyone just accepted the fact that Sora and Leila were talking with the spirit of the stage and not that they were high or something.
Because literally they were just standing there like with the wind blowing and their hair flowing.
Yeah, because I imagine like what is happening here?
They're communing. with
Yeah,
spirits.
you're like, oh,
Yeah,
they're
very
talking with the spirits.
yeah,
Okay, what?
that was pretty funny.
Uh,
So funny.
Yeah, 9/11. Yeah, yeah. Can you send an ambulance? Yeah, and 2 of those restraining shirts, please.
wow.
Yeah, they got to them.
See, wow, that would be a totally different type
But
of
yeah,
genre, man.
very accepting.
Yeah.
I was like, that is weird, but okay.
Yep.
I guess it works. And you know, they go on with the
Yeah. Oh yeah, they do. Yeah,
with the
they go on
performance,
the
like
show.
the pre-legendary performance.
Yep.
Everything goes good.
And they start getting ready. Their outfits are awesome. It's like feather outfits and really fluffy. And yeah, the outfits were amazing.
Oh, and they're doing this without a lifeline.
Yes.
So
And so
you know,
that's
it's just the
kicker.
trapeze and it's like,
And so this is really the moment. This is really hype because the audience, they're really invested because, you know, there's a sense of danger to this performance, which, as we said, that's like the thrill and the risk of performing on the trapeze and stuff. And dang, they start doing the legendary great maneuver, and it's incredible. It's so cool.
great. So the way that it works, and there's probably something here.
Oh yes, yeah.
They just are, you know, balancing from opposite sides.
Yep. And they swing.
They
on the
swing
trapeze.
up to a point where they have to touch hands, and
Yes, yeah.
and they stay. They remain like this for a good period of time, or at least in the anime, it lasted like a lot of seconds.
Right.
Because they
like
were, you know,
rolling around,
shooting
they're, like,
all the
flying.
angles, and
Right.
and they were like, Leila-san, I'm so happy, and it's like, let go, like push her, because
but it's like, okay, let's do it now. It's like, okay. And then they push off. Yeah.
They push off, and
it's so amazing.
they had to, you know,
They
grab
recapture the
again.
bar, yep.
Except Leila, like this time,
Yeah.
her shoulder gave out, and she only managed to grab the trapeze with one hand.
Right.
And she was about, you know, to pass out from the pain.
Mm-hmm.
And the director was like, "Oh crap!" We're like,
yeah, like turn down the lights.
"Yeah, turn on the lights. We're done."
Suffering.
And everyone was like,
yeah,
just losing it.
Crazy. Poor Leila. She knew from the doctor that this would basically destroy her shoulder. She would never perform it again, which we've seen a lot in performance type anime.
Yes.
It happens a ton.
You know, a lot of times, like the mentor is this guy that was extremely skilled,
but had an injury.
Yeah.
And like still performed with it and whatnot. So she still performed, and her shoulder is totally shot. Sora, she just breaks down after hearing from Leila.
Yeah, because Leila is talking with her dad, and he's like, "Oh, your show was amazing," and Leila's like, "You actually watched it?" It's like, "Yeah, it was great." Like,
still a terrible father, but
still a terrible father.
Yeah,
but he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm excited for the next one." And he's like, "There's the next one." And like when he says that, like, Sora was like more shocked than her dad.
Yeah.
I was like,
seriously, the dad, he just never understood Leila. But Sora, she understands.
Yeah, so he's like,
Sora,
you're what?
Yeah.
Like,
so sad.
you know, I was injured. I screwed up. But if we would have waited for me to get better, maybe we wouldn't even have done it. So it was a risk that I was willing to take. And so just breaks in tears, and she's like, "Yeah, you know what? Now that you know the Kaleido stage, it's ours again, because Yuri in his petty revenge, he just sent everything down the drain.
Yeah, he did. He did.
And Kaleido Star was going to get close, but then, because everyone thought that the legendary maneuver was going to be failure.
Yeah.
And then, Mr. Kenneth, the old man, he was like, yeah, you know what? I might buy this place. And he's like, you're crazy. This has no future. Like, you know what? There's no future for those people that don't risk anything. And, but yeah, at this point, yeah, Leila is like, yeah, this is yours. Kind of like, kind of like that My Hero Academia moment. I was like,
oh yeah,
now your turn.
Eat this. Wait, no. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing.
And that's it.
It is.
That's it for the first half.
Yep.
We have a Sora, like, sad and devastated of the fact that, yeah, she did the legendary maneuver.
Yeah.
At the cost of Leila's career.
Yeah. Sora has to live with that now, which is it is really sad. Oh, man.
It is sad, and it prepares, the baseline for the second half, which we're going to be covering on another video.
That's right.
But yeah.
Hope you see it also.
But yeah, if you want to watch the entire anime, like, the entire anime is great, but
oh yeah,
as it is, we didn't want to skip a lot of things.
That's right.
And also, I don't want to, the editing is...
Oh yeah.
And you do have some stuff today, important. Yeah. So, yeah, glad you could join us.
This was another episode with Kaleido Star. There will be another one.
Yeah, Kaleido Star Part 2.
Good. That's right. I
actually like the second part better, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, keep watching anime. We'll see you next time with another episode. Matane.